We've talked a lot about virtual reality training, a bit of a theme for this chat, but I wanted to kind of move away from specific examples and talk about it more generally, in terms of a new way of doing things. And I think one thing that we've all had to come to terms with in the last 12 plus months is doing things differently, and how digital and technology can support us to do that. So I just wonder how you feel that the future of virtual reality is going to continue or evolve, and what the adoption might be, if that's something that you can comment on or predict, given that we have gone through a period of relying on technology to help us do things that we might not have done before.
Yeah. I think the timing of what's happened in the last year plus and the kind of evolutionary cycle of virtual reality technology has been is incredibly well timed, and I'm just being careful how I say that, obviously, but I mean, because you can see over my shoulder, right? I mean, that box up there holds an Oculus Quest, and that's a whole VR system. I mean, how expensive would it be to ship that around the world? Right. Where if you think about, so everything we talked about, right, about the power of virtual reality and its ability to create presence and, feeling and all this other stuff is really great. But when you look at it from a business case, right, because at the end of the day, that's what it really comes down to, right, is creating a, better way to slice bread. And so we've shown that, look, VR has this amazing potential in terms of what it can do to human beings, and we're just talking about training, right?
Mhm.
There's so many other things it has the power to help, improve. But the ability, when you talk to businesses or government organizations about the ability to scale this training, the ability to reduce hazards, right? And then the tracking, right? We didn't really get into that, but the ability to, you can see what people are doing, you can track people and see, how their bodies are moving, what they're looking at. And so you're getting a lot more, information. You can create smarter training simulations or
Mm.
follow up with people and give them the support that they need. So, I think that the technology is primed to have momentous effect on industries far and wide. And the pandemic has shown that we are susceptible to things in this world, and so the adoption of digital solutions is happening, right? I mean, we're having a conversation on Zoom, right? And so that's just an example of that. So, I think that you're starting to see adoption with VR technology. You're starting to see it on larger scale as the future unfolds, right? The opportunities that exist within virtual reality and the ability for it to reduce costs, improve training, reduce training times, all of that stuff, it's starting to capture more businesses and agents and government agencies' attention, right? People are coming and around and they're going, wait a minute, there's better solutions here. It's the same, I think the same thing that's happening in a lot of our business world of like, wait, maybe we don't need everybody to sit in the office every day, all day. By the way, offices are really expensive, right? So businesses are starting, the pandemic proved that digital solutions can be better in certain ways than our old way of doing things. And I think that virtual reality is just another one of those tools in the toolkit to digitize and make our businesses and our governments and our world more efficient. I don't know if I have a prediction for you in terms of how fast and how big it's going to grow. But from what we're seeing, right, we used to get, you know, people that would reach out and ask us about doing small scale. Hey, we need a couple of things, and now we're getting requests where people are like, hey, we want to buy 400 VR headsets and ship them globally and do a new rollout of a vehicle where every single one of our dealer managers can watch this car come out of the showroom or out of the factory together, right? Like crazy big ideas that a year or two ago people weren't even, it wasn't even on their minds, right? They weren't even considering that as an option.
Right.
And so I think that we're at the beginning of VR's actual adoption and actual evolution is just now happening.
Yeah.
All of us playing in the space the last couple of years, this is just the pregame.
We're warming up.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, just to kind of absolutely right. And just to add to that, I think kind of the more successes that are seen by people pushing boundaries with this technology, the more comfortable the mainstream will feel in adopting it and looking inward and saying, where could I get some of those advantages? Where could our business benefit in the same way that X, Y, and Z has? And just by seeing those examples of X, Y, and Z more frequently and more aligned to all different types of businesses and consumers and retailers and all of the different use cases, I think only adds belief and proof points to what this technology can do for us.
Absolutely.